Alright guys, so I promised that I would do a live recipe, and I shared some of the ingredients with you yesterday about what I'm going to do to make this stuffed sweet potato. So I'm using a white potato, a white sweet potato, but you can use anything. The ingredients that I have, you don't need to have the exact same ingredients. You can kind of just like mix and match, and I'll be sure to use, to mention any substitutions for anything that I have that you might not have. So what I've got is, I've got canned beans, I've got canned lentils, I've got a bag of carrots, sweet potato, I've already chopped up, some onion, the baby carrots, green onion, and cilantro. So I've got some nice cilantro here. So what we're making is a stuffed sweet potato. And again, this can be a white potato. You could do an orange sweet potato. But the idea is that this is a really easy, simple meal that you can make that's also really delicious. And some of the toppings that I'm going to be using are Nancy's plant-based Greek yogurt. This is going to be kind of like a sour cream. And then I'm also going to add some pumpkin seeds to the top of it. And then some walnuts. These are a great source of fats, both of these. Especially omega-3 fats that are really important for overall health, inflammation, reducing inflammation. Pumpkin seeds are also a really great source of iron, zinc, and magnesium. Magnesium is a really important nutrient for not only gut health, but anxiety. It's a really important nutrient for anxiety and stress. So if you guys have questions, I want this to be interactive. This is like super weird for me to just sit here and teach a class, because I've done this, but it's usually with people in the room. But we're quarantining right now, so I'm going to do this talking to you guys, and feel free to ask questions. I'm going to microwave my sweet potato because I don't have a lot of time. And so I'm going to show you, it's definitely better when you do it in the oven. But when you don't do it in the oven, it only takes like 3 or 4 minutes. So that's the pro side to doing it. So Jordan just joined, so he can weigh in on the fact that I don't always poke holes in the sweet potato, but I'm going to just kind of stab the sweet potato a few times with the knife so that when it's in the microwave it steams a little bit easier. So I just do like 2, and this looks like really dangerous right now. Make sure the blade is going away from you. So I'm just going to do a couple little slices in the potato. If you've never had a white sweet potato, they're really good. They're a little bit sweeter in my opinion, but they're also a little bit starchier. So I like the starchiness of a potato, where I feel like the orange sweet potatoes don't have like that starchiness that you still get from a white potato. So now that I have, you might not be able to see, but I've just done little slices all around the potato, and I'm going to wrap it in the paper towel. Just kind of like loosely, and even put a little bit of water on the paper towel. So you can see there's just like a little bit of water. I'm going to cover it up all the way. And I'm going to go ahead and put it, this is a pretty decent sized potato. So I'm going to put this one in the microwave for probably about 4 or 5 minutes. But I always, like, depending on your microwave, I'll open it up every few minutes and just kind of feel the potato and see to make sure that it's evenly cooking, because some microwaves do not evenly cook. So again, sweet potato wrapped in paper towel. It is going into the microwave. If you're anti-microwave, you can do this in the oven, but I don't have time for that. I have clients this afternoon. So going in the microwave, I'm going to start with 4 minutes. Now I'm going to saute my vegetables. So this is for 1 serving, but this could be, you could just double the size of this. So I've got the onion and the carrots. Those are the 2 things I'm going to be sauteing. Whatever vegetables you have are fair game. So I like to think of this as kind of like a Mexican stuffed sweet potato. So trying to stay along those lines for the same flavor profile. I did baby carrots. I would do celery, onion. You could do broccoli. You could add spinach. So I'm going to start by just spraying my pan with a little bit of oil. I use this truffle flavored olive oil because it's easy and simple. So I'm going to put the carrots and the onions in the pan. So mind you, while all this is happening, my sweet potato is just cooking away in the microwave. I might stop halfway through just to kind of feel it out, see if it's getting ready. I'll bring you guys over here just so you can see everything that's going on. My favorite spice to use is cumin. So especially because this is more of like a Mexican style. I should have taken this out ahead of time, but I didn't. So you could do curry. You could do turmeric. Oh, I think I'm going to use this one. So this is Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning. So that's really good. So let's go over to the stove here. So I've got this stove on medium. So I've got the carrots and the onions. Check on the sweet potato. Let's see. Okay, so it's definitely not done yet. So if your microwave doesn't cook evenly and you know this, move it around. Like move the potato around in the microwave and turn it for more even cooking. So I'm going in for another 2 minutes. So I'm sauteing the onion and the carrot. In the meantime, fun fact about carrots is that they are a great way to get rid of excess estrogen in the body. So if you are someone that struggles with hormone imbalance, eating raw carrots can help you get rid of excess estrogen. Does anybody have any questions so far? Hi, Noelle. I love cooking, but people always think that because they see my food and it looks so delicious that it takes a long time to make, or it's really complicated, or that I have like some magical culinary experience. I don't. I'm actually the type of person that screws up the Just Add Water muffins. So what am I making? Good question. So I am making a stuffed sweet potato. It's a Mexican stuffed sweet potato. This can be made with a white potato or a sweet potato, but I've got my white sweet potato in the microwave right now. You could do this in the oven, but I'm lazy and I want to have my lunch quickly because I have clients this afternoon. So you wrap the sweet potato in the microwave. Thanks, Catherine. You wrap it in the microwave and you just let it steam. And like I mentioned in the beginning, it's not as good when it is in the, whatchamacallit. It's not as good when it's in the microwave, but it's still good enough, especially when you're really just trying to get things done and limited time. Maybe you're working from home and you still have work to get done like me. And so this is going to be a really nice option. It's also vegan naturally, so this would taste really good with like a ground turkey. So if you had ground turkey in here, this would be absolutely delicious. You could add chicken, you could saute an egg with it. So you can see my little veggies here, just the carrot and the onion, getting nice and golden brown. That's what you want. What kind of oil did you use with the carrot and onion? So I used olive oil, and the reason for that is because I'm not going to be really like charring it. So if I was doing really, really high heat, I would be using avocado oil, but I like the flavor of the olive oil on this type of meal. This is the seasoning that I use. Trader Joe's chili lime. It's just sea salt, chili pepper, red bell pepper, lime juice, citric acid, and rice concentrate. It's a really great, simple thing to add to a lot of recipes. For those who have just joined, I've also got the lentils here, so I'm going to throw the lentils in with the mix with the carrots and the onion. Let me see if I can flip this. Yes, I can. Alright, so now I've got the lentils with the carrots and the onion. I wish you guys could smell it because it smells really good. And let's check in on the sweet potato, which is in the microwave. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely done. So again, when you feel the outside of the sweet potato, you'll see that it is nice and soft. And those are the slits now that you can see more so. So see how I can press down and it leaves a finger mark? That's a sign that your sweet potato is done. So what I'm gonna do, let me see if I can, the hardest part was setting up this, this tripod here. So this is still just kind of staying warm over here, this mixture. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So that's pretty much done. So that was 5 minutes, guys. That was 5 minutes. I'm gonna take my sweet potato, slice it right down the middle. It's very hot, so be very careful. So you slice it down the middle. There, you've got your potato. Again, oh, thank you. So this is a sweet potato. So I've got it here. And I mean, you could scoop it out, really. Like you could take a spoon and kind of just like scoop it out, just so that the mixture sits in the sweet potato a little bit better. I'm gonna kind of just do this a little bit so that, actually I don't really know why, but just cause it's also giving me something to do. So now that we have the lentil and carrot and onion mixture, so look at this. It's like this would be if you weren't vegan, or if your grocery store for some reason had meat right now, which mine doesn't. It's like barren there. So I'm going to take this on a plate now, just so that it looks pretty. And now typically what I would do, had I had salsa, which I know I told you guys was going to be part of this recipe, was I would have just added salsa to a pan. Salsa's like a really good seasoning that's healthy. You just add it to like canned corn or frozen corn or veggies, and it's going to give you a lot of flavor because there's already onions in it, meaning you don't have to chop an onion. So am I missing anything? No, I don't think so. So I'm basically going to, let me move this a little bit closer so you guys can see it. So there's the potato. Take the mixture, and we're just going to kind of stuff it in here. So the lentils are going to give you some of that protein. They're also going to give you a lot of fiber. And, you know, when we talk about protein content, you want to make sure you're getting like 25 to 30. So I'm just trying to think in terms of layers here. So I've got my green, and so with plant-based proteins, you have to be a little bit more diligent about doing that. So I'm going to show you another good way that I'm going to add protein to this meal. Like I said, if you're not vegan, ground turkey would be delicious on this meal. I also have some leftover chicken that I could add to it. Oh right, nutritional yeast. So if you've never heard of nutritional yeast, it's a really great way to not only get B vitamins, that didn't sound good. So this is nutritional yeast. This is the Bob's Red Mill brand. And basically, it's a great, like I said, great source of B vitamins, but it's also got 8 grams of protein for 1/4 of a cup. So just for point of reference, let me see if I have a 1/4 of a cup measurement here. Yeah. So this is a 1/4 of a cup. So you need to use like about this much to get the 8 grams of protein. Oh, thank you. So this is the nutritional yeast. So I'm just trying to think in terms of layers here. So I've got my green onion, my cilantro. Mind you, cilantro and parsley are 2 of my favorite herbs because they are actually a natural way to detox your body. So they can pull heavy metals out of the body. There was actually a research study that showed that when they administered this type of herb in clients, they found that their heavy metal, including mercury, actually decreased. Mind you, just one study, but it's pretty cool to learn about that, and also just to know that it's a really flavorful way to add. So I'm going to add some of this on top. I'm going to add more at the end. I'm going to do some nutritional yeast. So 8 grams of protein, plant protein. The reason it has B vitamins is because it's fortified. So when your urine is bright yellow after eating this, it's because you're essentially peeing out a bunch of B vitamins. Because when I first ate it, I was like, wait a second, why is my urine yellow? And I kind of panicked a little bit. So I'm not going to put a 1/4 of a cup because it might not look like it, but this is a lot. So if you've never tried nutritional yeast before, this is what it looks like. It's got a really cheesy taste to it, but it's flaky. This is something that I would add to like a cashew sauce. Let me kind of squat down here a little bit. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on the top, really more so for the flavor. So you could have sauteed an egg with this. You could have, so yeah, see the sprinkled amount I use, I'm not even using this much. So this would be a lot to get 8 grams of protein. But you're getting a little bit of protein from the lentils. And then I'm going to do a little bit of this Greek yogurt. It's a plant-based Greek yogurt, great source of probiotics. Natural sources of probiotics are great when you look at the back of a label. So this says, so we've got live non-dairy yogurt cultures. You want to make sure that the cultures in your product say live, because if the product says it was made with probiotics, that doesn't mean that the probiotics actually survived the processing. So marketing can be very tricky. So when you look at a food product, you want to make sure it says contains live active cultures, not made with live active cultures. I hope that makes sense. So I'm basically just going to do, I'm trying to think because I want to take a picture of this, so I want to make it look pretty. So I'm just going to do like a dollop of it right in the middle here. I'm going to post the recipe for those who weren't able to attend. So this is going to be a really nice, like I said, alternative to sour cream. Yeah, this is something that, this yogurt is great. I love it, but it's not something that a lot of people would probably like on its own. So I didn't actually use the beans because I want to save these for a different recipe, and I'm only cooking for one, so that's a lot for me to use. But you can add canned beans. I use canned lentils. Again, great sources of fiber. Fiber is going to help feed your gut bacteria. That's what we want. We want to keep that gut bacteria alive. So I'm putting the gut bacteria into my gut. I'm feeding it with the fiber. Crunchy topping. So pumpkin seeds. This is great. It's Super Seeds has, it's called Somewhat Spicy. Let's see how spicy it is. No, it's not really that spicy. So, it's kind of spicy. So, like I said, so these, 8 grams of protein for one of these little packets. One of these little packets is probably, let's measure this out. Yeah, that's getting spicier as time goes on, but I'm such a baby when it comes to spicy things. So 8 grams of protein and 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin seeds. So if you just like loaded these on, if this is a plant-based meal, if you're plant-based, which I'm not, but I do eat a lot of plant-based meals, 8 grams of protein from the pumpkin seeds. You could get 8 grams of protein from the nutritional yeast, and you could get 8 grams of protein from the lentils. So you could get up to 25 grams of protein for this meal, which is what we're looking for when we're trying to get protein in at a meal. 25 to 30 grams. So I'm going to sprinkle this with a little bit of pumpkin seeds. A little bit because, as you can see, I can't handle the heat. Can't handle the heat. All right, so that's going to be some nice crunch. Again, iron, magnesium, zinc. I mean, everyone's talking about immune system right now. Zinc is really important for your immune system. 70% of your immune system is located in your gut. So if you're taking care of your gut health, then you're taking care of your immune system. I'm also going to add some walnuts on top just because I love walnuts and I love this as a fat source. They look like a brain kind of, which is ironic because omega-3s are really important for your brain health. They're very high in fat, so if you're someone who's trying to watch your calories, these are not a low-calorie food, but it's not really important to be looking solely at calories. You want to look at the big picture and look at actually what the nutrition value of what you're eating is. So now, pretty much done here. Just going to sprinkle some more of the greens on the top. Any questions so far from anybody? Feel free to weigh in. I can't wait to eat this. I wish you guys could eat this. So this is the potato. This is the loaded sweet potato. I've got lentils. I've got the dairy-free yogurt. Let me just bring it up and flip it over here. There it is. So sweet potato, which you could use a white potato, a little bit on the counter here. Carrots, onions, again, pumpkin seeds, lentils. I will definitely post the recipe for this. I'm going to go take a quick picture of it and then post it. If you have any questions, feel free to slide into the DMs and ask if, anything in here wasn't clear, or if you need, any kind of clarification on anything I talked about today. So I hope you guys are all doing really well. I hope you're nourishing yourselves, consistently eating these balanced meals, and I hope that this was helpful. So bon appetit.